Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's webinar on how to get unstuck now. My name is Noah St. John, and I am truly delighted to welcome you here this evening. And also here on the line moderating, we have my good friend and one of my students. His name is Adam Teese. Adam, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hey Noah, hey everyone.
Hey, so Adam is going to be monitoring the questions, so he will be able to, take that questions from you if you do have. And Adam, did you want to just say a word about that?
Yeah, I'll forward your questions on to Noah, and but also keep in mind he'll probably cover most of your questions during the presentation, so try to save your questions to the end.
Great. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started right now. I'm going to start showing you my screen here. And we're going to get started right away, right at the top of the hour here. So, again, I want to welcome you. Tonight we're talking about how to get unstuck now. This is your step-by-step manual for success and freedom as a home-based entrepreneur. So I want to welcome you all here tonight. I am Noah St. John. They call me the Accelerated Results Guy. And we'll be talking more about what that actually means and what it means for you in just a few minutes. So let's get started. And I want to start by asking you all a question. And you can actually type the answer to this question in on the question box right here on the webinar. And that's this: how much would an additional 2 clients, customers, or recruits per month mean to you? Now, the reason that I asked that question that way, and you can start typing in your answers right now on the question. So I know we have a lot of people here who are home-based entrepreneurs. We have speakers, coaches, authors, life coaches, executive coaches, light workers, people from all around the world. We had well over 700 people register for tonight's call, and we had them, I actually lost count of how many countries. We have all over the United States and Canada, but also Great Britain, New Zealand, Australia, Italy, Denmark, South Africa, India, Indonesia. So many countries, at least 40 countries by my count, of people who registered for tonight's call, webinar. And so I know we have a lot of, and you also told me what you do, and I looked at a lot of your questions, so I'm really excited to be bringing this to you. So go ahead right now and type in, what would an additional 2 clients, customers, or recruits per month mean to you? All right, so let's take a look here. Approximately $500 to $6,000 extra income, $2,000 per month, a day off, freedom from my job in less than a year would mean a lot, make me more motivated. Anyone I could help would be great. Between $60 and $200 per month, $5,000. It would be limitless. It would be $3,000, at least $1,000. So freedom, said one person, $4,000, about $5,000 per month. So as you can see, it's pretty awesome. I mean, so just an additional 2 clients, customers, or recruits. And again, of course, recruits, if you're in direct selling or network marketing, that's the term that we usually use. But also, of course, you're looking for customers and clients. So as you can see, it ranged from anywhere from $60 to $5,000 to freedom. So that's what we're really talking about tonight, and we're going to look at how we can get there. So let me just briefly tell you my story. Some of you already are familiar with my story, but I'm going to be telling a couple of things that you may not have heard before. When I have been in business for a while, I had made some decisions that didn't turn out so great. So turned out I was $35,000 in debt. I was working out of my parents' basement, and the low point of my business came when I was in a bookstore and I was looking at a book that I really wanted, and I looked in my wallet and I realized I didn't have enough money to buy this book that I wanted. And so I had to ask my parents to get it for me, and of course that was truly embarrassing and humiliating. So that was really the low point, and at that moment I made a decision that I was going to do whatever it took to turn my life around. Well, 24 months later, all of these things had happened to me. I had landed a 6-figure book deal with a major New York publisher. I had testimonials from very famous people like Stephen Covey and Harvey Mackay and many others. I became a best-selling author myself, and I ended up speaking in places like Las Vegas, Palm Springs, and Australia to audiences of over 1,000. And all of that happened in just 24 months because I applied what I'm going to be teaching you here tonight. And if you see the screen here, you can see all these different covers of different media: Parade Magazine, Selling Power, CNN, ABC, CBS News, Woman's World, Los Angeles Business Journal, Costco Connection, many, many others. What do these have in common? Well, I've been in all of these. So, yes, they're all media, they're all magazines, and they're read by thousands or millions of people, and I've been in all of them. So all of that happened. My books have been translated into 12 languages. That's a picture of me with Jack Canfield, who wrote the foreword for my latest book, The Secret Code of Success. You can see my books there in some of the different languages: German, Italian, Chinese, Japanese, Mandarin, Chinese, French. We also have keynotes, executive coaching, high-end masterminds. You can see some of my events there where, like, I'm speaking, as I mentioned, in front of over 1,000 people, and then private mastermind groups. That's a picture of me speaking in Australia as well. So none of that would have happened if I did not crack the code to getting unstuck, the things that I'm going to be teaching you tonight. So let's talk about the number one problem facing home-based entrepreneurs. And it's very simply this: most of them feel stuck. And I know that because I've worked with over 200,000 people, most of them home-based entrepreneurs, CEOs, stay-at-home moms, people who want to start their own business or have been in business for many, many years. So the question, though, is, what does stuck really mean? There are many, we use this term a lot, but what does it actually mean? Well, having studied this for so long, having worked with so many people around the world, over 45 countries, what I've determined is there's 3 levels of entrepreneurial stuckness. The first level is what I call crawling, and that's where you have basically no customers or team members. You're just crawling, and your pain at that crawling level is you have no profit. Then the second level of stuckness is walking. That means you're doing all right, but you don't have enough customers or team members, not enough to do what you know you're capable of, not enough to be at the level that you really want to be at and that you really know you're capable of. So your pain at the walking level is just not much profit. You're doing okay, but there's a lot more you could be doing. And then the running level. And that's where you're trading time for money. So you could have tons of clients, you have lots of customers, plenty of team members, but now you start to hate your life because it's like, oh my God, I don't even like this job anymore. And how do I get out of this? Which is insane because, that's why you got into business in the first place, is to have freedom. But now you have the golden handcuffs, which you made yourself. So that's really not a great way to go. And I've worked with lots of people on that level too. So remember, you can be making a lot of money and still be stuck, and we'll be talking more about that too. So your pain at the running level is just no time freedom. You just don't own your life anymore. And that's a big type of pain. Now, there's 4 types of entrepreneurial stuckness. That's the 3 levels, but let's look at the 4 types. The first type of entrepreneurial stuckness is called time stuck. That means I don't have the time to do the things that I want. The second type is energy stuck. I don't have the energy to do the things I want. The third type is relationship stuck. That means I don't have the right people in place to do the things that I want. And then finally, money stuck. I just don't have the money to do the things I want. So why don't you type in right now in the question, and you can do this anonymously. Of course, I won't read any names. So where do you feel, what level you're at right now? Are you crawling, walking, or running? And then what type of stuckness are you? Do you have time, energy, relationships, money, or all 4? So just type that in right now. Again, of course, it's all anonymous. I'm not going to read any names. So let's see. What are folks saying right now? Well, let's see. I got oh, wow, lots of people writing in. And let's see. Oh, by the way, some people wrote in $10,000 per month to the earlier, so 10,000 per month. Running, time and energy. We've got crawling, all 4. Time stuck. They're walking, crawling, energy, relationships, money, all 4. Crawling, money, all 4. So you can see that, yeah, we've got a lot of people crawling, some running, and walking. So really, all across the board. And again, I'm not going to say that one type of stuckness is worse than the other. Oh, wow, you guys are really writing in. Thank you. This is great. I love having this kind of interaction. Look at this, all 4. Ooh, wow. I think we really hit a button here because you guys are awesome. That's great. Relationship 2, all 4. Crawling, energy, running. Now that's interesting. Time and money stuck at the running level. See, So you can still, as I said earlier, you can be making a lot of money and still be stuck. So don't think that stuck only means, oh, I'm broke, I don't have any money. That's not the point at all. And we'll be talking about that tonight, more. But the point is, there is some bad news here, as if you didn't guess already, but there is some bad news. And that is the results of stuckness. So let me go into some depth here. I want you to write this down because it really is going to show you where you're at. And if you're feeling this type of pain, I want you to know you're not alone. You're not alone at all. This is the most common, these four are the most common types of stuckness that I work with, and I've helped, like I said, over 200,000 people around the world. So first of all, lack of time, meaning if you're time stuck, which many of you said, it leads to high stress and lack of enjoyment. So just write this down. We're going to go through all four. So lack of time means you have high stress and lack of enjoyment. Think about it. I mean, okay, I'm running. Maybe, again, I've got money, but I'm not enjoying myself, and I've got high stress. So that's not good. Lack of energy literally means you have resentment, bitterness, and anger. So you may be getting to the end of the day, and you're like, oh, I hate this. Yeah, I just worked all day, and I used to love this, but now I hate it. I've got anger, and, why can't I do what so-and-so is doing, or why do I have to do this? You can see how that works. Relationships. Lack of relationships or relationship stuck. You have small results and limited success. Basically, you don't have the right people in place to do the things that you want to do. That's unbelievably common. Many of you wrote that as well. And finally, money stuck. That means you have small influence. Your circle of influence is just small because it takes money to influence a lot of people at a grand scale, and lack of freedom. Basically, money equals freedom. That's what money is, and I do talk about money in that way because a lot of people come to me, a lot of my clients, and they have trouble emotionally, spiritually talking about money, with head trash around money. Oh, is it okay for me to charge money? Is it okay for me to make a profit? I'm not saying that's where you are, but believe me, I've worked with, I can't tell you how many people with that issue. Okay, so that's what money represents to me. Not like, oh, I'm making all these big piles of money so I can have piles of money. It's about what can I do with that money. As I mentioned, going from basement to bestseller in 24 months, that made a big change in my life. I was able to, of course, move out of my parents' basement and, get a beautiful home in the Midwest, meet my wife. We went on a beautiful honeymoon. I paid cash for the honeymoon, going on a Caribbean cruise, swimming with the dolphins, swimming with sea turtles. That was all paid in cash because I was able to do the things I'm telling you tonight. Okay? So if that sounds familiar to anybody, please realize you're not alone. This is exactly what happens. So that was all the bad news. Now let's talk about the good news. The good news is these are all symptoms. All of these things that I've shown you, lack of time, energy, relationships, and money, are all symptoms. And that means if something is a symptom, that means it's caused by something. Okay? So what many people do, because, I know all of you have taken tons of courses, you've spent a lot of money on all these different, productivity, time management, goal setting, positive thinking, affirmations, all of the things. I know you've done that because everybody tells me the same thing, all of my clients that I've been doing this a long time. So I know you've done a lot of stuff. But the problem is most of the courses are looking at the symptoms, and they're trying to fix the symptoms. So it's basically like painting over rust or putting lipstick on a pig or whatever analogy you want to use. They're not getting to the causal level. So tonight I want to look at what causes these symptoms, okay? Once you understand, and let me get ahead of I don't mean to get ahead of myself, the great news. So I just gave you the bad news, the good news, but guess what? There's great news. The great news is once you understand what's causing the symptoms and how to fix them, you can get unstuck quickly and do things that you thought were impossible, like going from basement to bestseller in 24 months, like finding the woman of your dreams, like some of the stories that I'll be sharing with you later on tonight. So what I'm going to cover tonight is snippets from my new 4-part Get Unstuck Now series that will transform you into an unstoppable success machine. I mean, a machine, which is awesome. You will discover how you can create more profits out of the activities you're already doing and eliminating a few that aren't giving you the results you want. So the great news is, as I shared with you in the emails that led up to this webinar, this is not about working harder. It's not about doing more. It's not about putting in all these hours. It's about understanding the causes of stuckness, releasing the causes, and then guess what? The symptoms go away. Okay? So what happens when you become an unstoppable success machine? So what does that really mean? Well, yes, you build the business you always wanted. Yes, you'll make more money. You'll win trips in cars if you're in direct selling. I've had many of my students who are in direct selling or network marketing. They're winning trips. They're winning cars. They're doing things they never thought they could do. Of course, you're making more money and you're building your business, but there are other cool things that happen as well. So the cool stuff is you start to hear more stories of the people that you've helped. Your confidence level goes off the charts when people are coming up to you and saying, thank you so much. Thank you, Noah, for changing my life, for reaching me in that way, for teaching me what you taught me. It enabled me to make this change in my life. You start to attract more of the right kind of people into your life. Both men and women become more attracted to you, magnetically. It's absolutely true. It happens. You get asked to do trainings and speak at more events, and you finally get your message out to the people that you're here to reach. So many of you have written to me and said that your pain is about, of course, you want more money, but it's really about your message. You want to reach more people. You want to touch the world in a greater way, and that's what's going to happen when you do these steps, when you get unstuck now. All right, so this is for you. This program is for you if you're an agent of change who wants to reach more people and make a lot more money. As I said a moment ago, some people, not everybody, but it's certainly very common. A lot of people have head trash around making money. I shouldn't, make a lot of money if I'm here to help the world because I'm a good person. Again, I'm not saying that's what you have, but believe me, I've heard it enough times to know that a lot of people are feeling that. So you get to do both. You want to expand your sphere of influence and make a bigger difference in the world. This is definitely for you if you want to spend more time living your passion than talking about it. A lot of people just want to talk about it. They have lots of ideas, but they're not taking action. And if you don't take action, you're not going to live your passion. You're just going to keep talking about it. That doesn't create the life you want. And you want to increase your income without sacrificing your family or your free time. I know so many of you have written to me and said, your family, of course, is very important to you. It's the most important thing in your life. And, of course, you want your business to support that. Not, that you're living for your business, but your business supports your life. That's how it should be, but that's not how it is for a lot of home-based entrepreneurs. So that's what this is all about. All right, so let's go to area number 1, and that is a step-by-step plan to stop procrastinating. Now, the reason we bring this up first is because procrastination kills more dreams than any other single behavior. I want you to write that down. Procrastination kills more dreams than any other single behavior. Now, of course, there's many behaviors that kill your dreams, but procrastination is the single one. If you had to ask me what is the single behavior that you have to stop if you want to reach your dreams, if you want to reach more people, if you want to make more money, have your free time, it is procrastination. That is the single one that has to go. So let me tell you why you need to stop using willpower to change your behavior. Okay, because remember I talked a moment ago about symptoms, right? So a symptom or a behavior, right? Procrastination is a behavior. Okay, now you've got to remember that behavior is caused by something else. All right, nobody just behaves, right? If I said, okay, behave, well, you would say, well, what do you want me to do, right? And why am I doing this? Right, so if you are doing this behavior called procrastination, and I know many of you do this, I'm not going to ask for a show of hands on this, but if I did, at my seminars, usually about 60 to 70% of the room puts up their hand. Yes, I'm procrastinating. Yes, I'm procrastinating. All right, now here's what I want you to realize about procrastination. Procrastination is not just not doing something. Procrastination is not doing the things that you know are going to be good for you. How crazy is that, right? I mean, that's what procrastination is. I mean, there's a million things we don't do. I don't take off all my clothes and run naked down the street, right? I mean, but I'm not procrastinating on that. That's just something I'm not going to be doing. I'm not going to, try to flap my arms and jump off a building. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to cross a crowded street. You get the idea. There's tons of things we don't do. However, procrastination is you not doing something you know would be good for you. would build your business, would help you increase your sphere of influence, would make you more money. So what have we been told to do? Well, we've been told, I mean, and this is ancient teaching going back to Napoleon Hill and Ben Franklin, hundreds of years, is, well, just use willpower, right? Make yourself do it. Make yourself do it. Just force yourself. Pick up that phone, write that article, do that video, whatever it is, that thing, right, that you got to do. Okay, so just think about this logically for a second. I want you to think about something that you love to do. All right, just that you just love to do it. Just think about that for a second. Now, this thing you love to do you have to make yourself do it? Well, of course not. You have to stop yourself from doing it. Right? Now, I want you to think about something, because some of you may have thought of things you love to do that aren't such great behaviors. Like smoking, overeating, shopping, retail therapy, sitting there watching TV or surfing the internet, whatever. Now those are sort of brain-dead activities that kind of zone us out. But that's, I'm going to argue that that's not what you love to do. That's just what you may be doing because you're not sure what else to do. So let's think about something that you really love to do, like spend time with your family, spend time with someone you love, take a walk in nature, or go on the beach, or go surfing, or bowling, or whatever, right? Something that you really love to do. Now, do you have to make yourself do this thing? Of course not. You love doing it by definition. Okay? So in Module 1, I'm going to give you a drop-dead, simple way to stop procrastinating on things that will build your business and give you your life back. So as I said a moment ago, procrastination, you need to remember, number 1 is a behavior. Number 2, it's a behavior that's caused by something else, because the behavior is always caused by something else. And number 3, procrastination is a behavior that is stopping you from doing the things that you know are going to be good for you. So I'm going to give you, in Module 1, a drop-dead simple way to stop procrastinating on things that will build your business and give you your life back. So that's number 1. Now, area number 2 is called a daily routine and tapping your infinite source of daily energy. Now, I have a question for you. Do you ever feel exhausted at the end of the day, like you just don't have the energy? Do you ever wish you could have just a simple to-do list, just a checklist? Just, okay, do this, 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 and this. And I'm guaranteed to succeed. It's like a manual, right? It's just like a manual. I recently bought a chair for myself. I needed a new chair, right? And I got it at a an office supply store. So I bought the chair and it came in a box, right? I looked at the chair in the store and there was a box and that said, okay, bring it home and make your chair. Okay. So what did I do? Did I open the box, pour everything out on the floor, and just try to figure it out and just hope a chair came out? Well, of course not. What did I do? I looked at the manual, right? I followed the manual, and in about, 20 minutes, I had a chair, right? But imagine if there wasn't a manual. How the heck successful would I have been in building a chair? I mean, it would have been very, 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 very difficult. It could have taken me a week or a month or I don't know how long. But see, that's the point. Very few of us were given a manual for success in business, for just success in our daily lives. A manual, do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then do that. And you're going to succeed. Most people don't even think there is a manual. I mean, they think that's just like, hypey marketing stuff, but it's absolutely true. So let me give you an example. All right, so when I was $35,000 in debt working out of my parents' basement, naturally, I was very depressed. I mean, duh, I think everybody could figure that out. So I was very depressed, and of course I was just, sad and thinking I was a loser, and oh my God, my life is over, blah, 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 blah. So I decided to do something different because I realized that wasn't going to get me out of that situation. I decided to thank God for the gifts of my life and focus on what I had. For example, I had my health, I had clothes, I had eyesight, I had a brain, I had a telephone, I had a computer, I had 10 fingers, 10 toes, I had all my limbs. I mean, I just went on, and I started to list all the things that I had. And I realized that I had a lot. Well, within 24 months of doing that, all of these great things happened to me that I told you about. I got a 6-figure book deal with a major New York publisher. I had all these speaking engagements. I became a best-selling author, and I met the woman of my dreams. So all of that happened within 24 months of starting to thank God for the gifts of my life. Now, of course, I did other things, But the point is, that was one of the things that I did that started to change my life. Most people focus on what they don't have. And when you focus on what you don't have, that will always sap your energy. There's no way that can't happen. Imagine if I had sat there and said, oh my God, I'm $35,000 in debt. I'm working in my parents' basement. And I don't have any friends. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have this. And he's got more than me and she's got more than me and da da da. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes those thoughts come in, but what you do is you show them out. You show them the door. Okay? And it's impossible. It's essentially impossible for you to be grateful and envious at the same time, to be grateful and depressed at the same time. I don't think that's actually possible. If you're truly grateful, I don't see how you can be depressed. You can't do it at the same time. Now, I'm not saying you never get depressed or never have sad feelings, but I'm saying if you were to make this a habit, I know for a fact that your life will change. So that's just a very simple step that you can do starting right now. Area number 3 is attracting the right people to grow your business. So in Module 3, I teach you how to quickly and easily attract the right people to help you build your business. All right, so let me give you an example. Your success, and there's no way around this, believe me, I've looked and I've tried. Your success is determined by, I mean, if I could point to one thing, again, I'm just trying to boil this down to common denominators, things that you can't work around, or you shouldn't try to work around because it's silly. Okay, remember, you've heard this before. Success leaves traces, right? Success leaves clues. Well, the problem is sometimes those clues are really obvious, and sometimes they're totally not obvious. This one is one that's very obvious. Okay, your success is determined by the quality of people that you surround yourself with. There's absolutely no way around that. When I was $35,000 in debt working in my parents' basement, I didn't have a very good team around me. In fact, I basically had nobody. Now, yes, I had my parents, but, they weren't successful business owners, so they couldn't help me. They're nice people, and I love them, but that wasn't helping my success, if you follow me. Okay? So if your business isn't growing as fast as you want, very simply, the fastest and easiest way to change your results is to improve the quality of your relationship. So let me give you a bonus right now. I want to give you an extra nugget here from Module number 3. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down the 20 people that you spend the most time with. Excuse me. The 20 people that you spend the most time with. That could be your family. It could be your friends. It could be your mentor, your coach, your drinking buddies. I mean, I don't know what it is, but you write it down. Write it the 20 people that you spend the most time with. Then I want you to write down the 10 people you spend the most time. So out of that list, the 20, who do you spend the most time with? If you show me that list, I will show you how much money you're making, plus or minus maybe $15,000. You are making as much money as the 10 people that you spend the most time with, plus or minus $15,000. So if you want to up-level your game, if you want to reach more people, if you want to make more money, if you want to do what you're here on earth to do, and you're not happy with where you are, the fastest and easiest way to change those results is to improve the quality of relationships. So that's what we focus on in area number 3. And finally, in area number 4, we're going to put it all together and finally make a lot more money. All right? So the number one pain of home-based entrepreneurs, very simply, is they're not making enough money to justify the hard work they're putting in. So let me give you an example. Right now, are you working fewer hours or more hours than a normal job? Okay, if I had to show hands and I asked how many are working fewer hours, I get maybe 3 people out of 1,000, and more is 997, right? You're working more hours. I know this because you tell me this, right? So in Module 4, I lay out a step-by-step plan to make more money from home, working fewer hours than you're working right now. Now, your brain's going, oh, I can't do that. That's what everybody says. Yeah, well, some people are saying it because it works. Some people are just saying it to say it. But, there are some people who know how to do this. And I've interviewed them, and I'm doing it. So let me give you a sample step for those doubting Thomases out there who don't believe this. All right. So I want you to do this. This is again, I'm giving you free nuggets. You can take what I'm teaching you right now and improve your business. There's no question about it if you were to do it. But this isn't magic. You have to do the steps that I'm giving you, okay? So I just want to give this to you. So go do it. For the next 5 days, I want you to keep a record of everything that you do to grow your business. I want you to write down every phone call, every email, every client contact, all the prospecting you're doing, social media, everything that you do. All right? So just take out an Excel spreadsheet or a Word doc or a journal, piece of paper, I don't care what it is, Post-it notes, whatever. Write it down. So write down, here's what I did, and here's the result of that activity. So what you did and what's the result? What you did, what's the result? What you did, what's the result? Okay? So I want you to do that for 5 days. Now here's what I want you to realize. Most wannabe entrepreneurs spend way too much time on activities that don't produce a profitable result. So, a great example of this is social media. Now, social media can make you tons of money. I have a good friend named Gary Vaynerchuk who's made, millions and millions of dollars. Why? Because he knows what to do, right? He's got the playbook. He's got the manual. So the point is, but most people, so that's him and a few others, but what are the vast majority of wannabe? That's why I call them wannabe entrepreneurs. They're not real entrepreneurs. They're wannabes because they're not making money. They're not making a profit, okay? So highly successful entrepreneurs eliminate or delegate, and those are the only two things you can do, is eliminate or delegate activities that don't produce a highly profitable result. Now, eliminate means you just stop doing it. So you stop messing around on social media. Now, does that mean you don't use social media? Well, I would never say that. I don't think that's correct. No, but you got to understand how to use social media. Okay? I'm just giving an example. Or phone calling, or prospecting, or emails, or phone calls. Every little piece in business has to fit together, and the end result has to be a profit. Otherwise, you don't have a business. You're not an entrepreneur, you're a wannabe. So you either eliminate that or you delegate it. If it's something that has to be done, let's just say like bookkeeping or accounting or things like that, record keeping, social media is another thing that you can delegate, right? So the point is, maybe there are activities that you're going to keep doing or that your company will keep doing, but you yourself won't have to do it. And then you're getting back to that thing that you got in business for, which is called freedom. Remember when I talked earlier about running? You're running and running, but now you're not making more money because you're running as fast as you can. You can't run any harder. So this is not about running harder. In fact, it's about working less. It's about working fewer hours. Now, you must understand, excuse me, that just working less does not mean more money. There are some people out there that say, work less, make more, as if it's a cause and effect. It doesn't work that way either. It's definitely not you work less, so by definition, you're going to make more money. Of course not. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to make a lot less money. So, of course, we're all doing the best we can. Going back to that chair analogy, if no one had given me the manual, I would have just had to do the best I can. I would have said, well, I don't know, maybe this goes here, maybe this goes there. I don't know. And in one of my videos that I share with you, when I started in business, there were so many questions. What do I do? What am I supposed to be doing? And nobody gave me the answer. So that's why I have distilled all of this down for you in this program called Get Unstuck Now. Now, the reality, of course, is that as we move along here, I can't make you an unstoppable success machine in 60 minutes. I think we all know that. All right, so I am here for the few people on this webinar who are tired of not reaching the people they're here to reach with their message and are willing to do something about it. So whether that message is to join your company, buy your products, or use your services, you must master this information if you want to have true financial freedom. And I know that's what you want. You may not have thought of it that way, or maybe you have, but at the end of the day, when we say I want more time, energy, relationships, and money, what we really want is financial freedom. So, taking action. Do you think that, and just be honest, do you think you could take what I've taught you to get unstuck in at least one area of your life? I mean, right now, I have given you several nuggets that if you were to do them, you could get unstuck in at least one of the areas of your life. So what would just an additional 2 clients, customers, or signups per month mean to you income-wise? As we went back, it was $60 $200, $10,000, $5,000, whatever that is. Well, I've been pulling snippets from my new Get Unstuck series that I've been teaching you tonight. So if you would like to get the entire course and you feel it will help, here's where you can get it. Very simply, you can get it by going to getunstuckwithnoah.com. Getunstuckwithnoah.com. So let me tell you what it cost me to learn this information. I hired my first business coach for $2,000. That was when I did not have any money. I had no money. I mean, that's when I was $35,000 in debt, working on my parents' place. I had absolutely no money. But somehow I found the money. And it was a very, very great investment. That was one of the first steps that got me out of that situation and got me, in 24 months from basement to bestseller. So then I hired another coach for $7,500. I've had other coaches in continuing education at least $50,000, much more than that, really. Multiple live events with travel and expenses of well over $25,000, and I just put this in here of trial and error, easily $100,000, probably a lot more. Again, I'm not trying to hype this up. I'm actually trying to, be very realistic. But there's no question it was at least that. So that's well over $170,000. Well, you can use the tips that I gave away tonight to create some momentum for yourself. And there's no question if you did what I told you, you could create some momentum right now. Or you can get the entire formula, my entire Get Unstuck Now, for a ridiculous low $247. So I want you to look at this, and this may be one of the most important slides, if not the most important slide that I'm going to show you tonight. So I want you to take out your paper and draw this right now. Okay? So these are the four areas, the four most common areas that entrepreneurs get stuck on: time, energy, relationships, and money. And the easy way to remember that is the acronym TERM, T-E-R-M, right? So we're going to create better terms for you, right? More time, more energy, better relationships, and more money. Now, where all of those come together, yes, you can see right there, where you have enough time, enough energy, the right relationships, and enough money, you have what I call financial freedom. And remember, you can be making a lot of money and still be stuck. Let me give you an example of that. I was teaching a seminar in Los Angeles, and I was walking off the stage. I just finished speaking, and this guy came up to me and he practically tackled me. And he said, "No, I want you to coach me." I said, "Okay, well, who are you?" He says, "Well, my name's Adam, and I own a company, and I'm totally stuck, and I'm only making $4 million a year." And, of course, I laughed, and I said, "Really? Well, gee, a lot of people would like to be stuck at $4 million a year." And he said, No, you don't understand. I own a software company, and my company grew really fast. We got to $4 million in revenues, really fast. But for the last 4 years, we've been plateaued, and we've just been stuck at 4 million. So I know we could be making so much more, and we could be doing so much more and helping a lot more people. But I know we're stuck. And when I heard you speak about having your foot on the brake and holding yourself back and being stuck, I knew that this is what I wanted, that you're the coach for me. Well, long story short, I did end up coaching him, and in the next year, through my coaching, as a result of my coaching, and this is all according to him, he went from revenues of being stuck at $4 million per year for the previous 4 years to revenues of over $20 million in 1 year's time, because he installed these systems that I'm going to give you in this program. So remember, you can be making $4 million and still be stuck, okay? So whether you're making $25,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $250,000, $1 million, $4 million, whatever you're at right now, I think all of you on this call, on this webinar, realize that there's a lot more you could be doing, but it's not about you doing more. It's about taking the manual and putting the chair together in the right way, using the least amount of time and effort. And that's exactly what I teach you in Get Unstuck Now. So I want to give you an easy, or make this decision very, very easy for you. Make this an easy decision to buy, and I'll make this easy. In fact, I'm going to make this ridiculous for you, and that is this. So the first 25 people who buy right now, and we have hundreds of people on right now live, and then this is being recorded, and this is going to go out to my list in the next 24 hours. So the first 25 people who buy right now, are also going to get a $500 strategy session with me. This is a one-on-one strategy session with me. It'll be just you and me on the telephone. We're going to talk about exactly where you're stuck and what to do about it. Plus, I'm also going to give you a personality profile, a complete personality profile worth $250. Now, by the way, I was watching QVC the other night and Tony Robbins was on there. And this personality profile that I'm going to give you, if you're one of the first 25 to take action right now, is the exact same personality profile that they were selling on QVC and that Tony Robbins uses with his clients and his staff. So we use the same company for the personality profile, but to get Tony Robbins on the phone would probably be, I don't know, $100,000? I don't know, but you're going to be getting it with me. So I am going to be going through this personality profile with you, but just if you take action now, just the first 25. Of course, I can't do it for everybody. I have to have a limit here, so that's why I'm encouraging you to buy right now. So my hourly rate, again, this is just a fact, my hourly rate is $1,000 an hour, and I've got a waiting list of people who want to do coaching with me. So the first 25 right now will get that $500 strategy session with me plus a $250 personality profile. So Get Unstuck with Noah is the website. So the Get Unstuck Now program is my 4-part success training program. It's delivered online. There will be 4 training modules, and you will stop limiting your success by leveraging what you already have in place. The key word here is leverage. You will end procrastination, you will conquer your fear, and you will blow past your competition. So that's a $497 value, just that right by itself. You'll also get another bonus, which is live Q&A calls with me, where I will answer your most pressing questions about how to get unstuck. And you'll also get the recordings after the call. So that is another $500 value. Now, that is in addition to, if you're one of the first 25 to purchase and buy right now, that is an additional. So these are live group calls where the one-on-one strategy session, that's just you and me, the live calls will be with the whole group, all the people who are in the program. So you actually, and it's great because you get to hear questions from other people and my answers to them. So it's really, that's also very, very valuable. You'll also get, as another bonus, my Maui interview with marketing legend Joe Sugarman. Joe Sugarman of Blue Blocker Sunglasses fame. As you can see the picture there, that's me and him. They're sitting on his, it was filmed at his private estate in Maui, right on the Pacific Ocean. I mean, you can see it there. We were sitting right there. It's an amazing interview. It's awesome. It's certainly an exclusive interview. It's been only available to my clients. And it's really secrets for success from his humble beginnings to becoming a marketing legend. He's a really amazing guy, just an incredible story, so you'll get that interview as well. And you'll also get my online private mastermind. I do have a mastermind that's online, and you will become accountable. It's so important to become accountable to people for your success, and that's going to just accelerate your results that much more as well. You'll get to interact with other success-minded entrepreneurs and get your questions answered in a timely fashion, both by me and by other people on the line, or I'm sorry, in the mastermind. So, not just me, but other people as well. You'll be able to interact with other entrepreneurs from around the world. You can post your blog, you can post your sales letters, you can get feedback, say, hey, what do you think about this? It's invaluable to connect with people in that way. So that's another $99 value. So here's everything you get. You get the 4-part training program. That's a $497 value. That's what it will sell for later in the year. The price is going to go up. For the first 25, you'll also get the $500 strategy session with me and the $250 personality profile, the live Q&A calls, the Maui interview with Joe Sugarman, and the private mastermind. That is a total value of $1,900 for action takers only. And that is for the first ones right now. The fast action discount is only $247. So just one payment of $247. That's it. So it's not even the $497. It's actually less than half of that. And that is just an incredible discount. It's an amazing offer. It's one of the best offers I've ever done. So I'm really proud of this program. I'm excited to bring this to you. I'm excited to work with you. This is what the page looks like when you go to getunstuckwithnoah.com. That's what it will look like. So you just click that button there that says, yes, let me in, and we'll get you signed up. This is what the members area looks like. If you see that now, Get Unstuck. So you have the video training, The Q&A sessions, the inner circle is right there. There's some additional resources as well. So that's what the members area looks like. Just a few success stories, which I've got so many of them, and I wanted to share a few of them with you. This is Layden Millick from Zurich, Switzerland. He says, Noah, I cannot thank you enough for all you've done for me. In less than a month, I've become the person I only dreamed about becoming. So yeah, it is possible to do it very, very quickly. I fixed my relationships, my money problems, and my career problems thanks to you. Georgina Sweeney is a home-based entrepreneur. She hit 6 figures in 4 months. Thank you, Noah, for contributing to my business success. In less than 4 months, I skyrocketed my business to over $100,000 thanks to your transformational strategies. That was from nothing. I mean, that was literally from zero, from a dead nothing start. Scott Zimmerman is another home-based entrepreneur, doubled his income and his time off. He now works 12 hours a week and makes more money than he made last year working 70-hour weeks. Remember, it's not just that you're going to work less. That doesn't, if you just stop working, and don't install the right strategies, your chair isn't going to be built. In fact, it'll just sit there, and it's going to be pretty bad. So let me give you a few more nuggets from Module 1. From Module 1, where we look at time, I'm going to show you how to do more of what you're great at and stop doing things that you suck at. That's one of the really big issues for entrepreneurs, is they're spending a lot of time doing things that they suck at and almost no time doing what you're great at. And that's one of the real reasons you feel drained, you feel angry, all those things I talked about earlier. I'm going to give you a fast, simple way to get over past failures and create unstoppable self-confidence, and 5 ways to get more done in less time and with far less effort than you're spending right now. Now, remember, I want to point something out here. No one gets more time. See, this is a real lie that is out there. There's a lie that says once you do this, you'll have more time. That's absolutely false. I mean, just think about it logically. Do you get, all of a sudden, you do this thing and then there's 25 hours in a day? Well, of course not. But see, there's a marketing thing out there that says, I'll give you more time. No, you can't possibly get more time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Even Bill Gates cannot make the Earth revolve slower with all his billions of dollars, okay? So the point is, highly successful entrepreneurs have learned how to leverage the time they have to get the results they want. We all have the same hours. This is such an incredible just mental leap for some people, just like a 180, like what? I thought I was going to get more time. No, it's not. You can't get more time. It doesn't even make sense when you think about it, but yet we've heard this so much. It's about leveraging the time you have so that you're enjoying it again. Imagine enjoying your life again, enjoying your business again. Not because you get more time, but because with the time that you have, you're leveraging it profitably and properly. And that's what I'll show you how to do. So in Module 2, I'll also show you a daily routine that will guarantee your success. Right? It's that manual, it's that step-by-step that we just weren't given. Nobody gave this to me. I had to spend all that money that I showed you, I mean, well over $150,000 I had to, basically figure out how to put the chair together all by myself. And it sucked. It was a long time. It was very expensive. So I'm going to save you a lot of time and money. And then focus. This is a huge thing for people. How to stop getting distracted by every shiny object that comes down the pike. Oh my God. If I had $1 for everybody who told me that they had, shiny object syndrome and that I need to focus and I get distracted so easily. Oh my God. If that's you, that is so common, but it's going to kill your productivity. It's going to kill your profit. It's going to kill your influence. All right. So you must learn how to focus. And remember, it's not about using willpower. I showed you that earlier. It's not about using willpower. Oh, force yourself to do it. Oh my God. How effective do you think that's going to be? Why do you think diets don't work? Why do you think most New Year's resolutions are broken by the second week of January? Because I'm trying to force myself to do so. It will never work in the long term. Maybe short term, but never, never in the long term. It's just an easy to follow step-by-step plan. Here's how to put the chair together. You do this, you put that there. It will save you and give you more energy than you had in years, and how to use it you've already got to get what you really want. Remember, nobody's going to come down and just magically sprinkle you with fairy dust and say, oh, here it is. Nobody, handed something to me when I went from basement to bestseller in 24 months. I had to leverage what I had when I had less than nothing. Okay, so you can do it too, no matter where you're at. A lot of people said, oh, I'm crawling, I'm stuck in all these areas. Doesn't matter. I can help you. Okay, and that's what we'll do in Module 2. Module 3, how to remove the bottlenecks from your business. So many people have so many bottlenecks. That's, again, going to kill your results, kill your influence, stop your productivity and your profitability. 4 proven steps to simplify your life and streamline your business. And this, I love this. My little secret for getting everything I want from people who have no idea who I am. Now, a lot of people ask me, many people ask me, Noah, how did you get these testimonials from the world's best-selling authors, from people like Stephen Covey, Harvey Mackay, Neil Donald Walsh, Jack Canfield, John Gray, Joe Vitale, Chris Howard, Joan Borisenko? I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. How did you do that? Well, this is how I did it. Okay, so this little secret is like giving you the keys to the kingdom, because not only will your sphere of influence grow like crazy, your self-confidence goes through the roof. And it's not hard. It's so incredibly simple, but nobody's doing it. And I've taught my high-paying $10,000 clients this secret too, and it's just been absolutely amazing. So I'm going to give this to you as well in Module 3. And in Module 4, how and where to find new clients who will willingly and happily pay you for what you bring to the table. You've got to find these people, and they're right there. They're waiting for you. But you've got to know how and where to find them. How to become a thought leader in your industry or your company. It's absolutely essential that you be perceived and positioned as a thought leader. I don't care if you're a plumber. You have to be positioned as a thought leader plumber. It's absolutely essential in today's competitive economy and marketplace. You've got to be positioned as a thought leader. There's no way around that. And the exact step-by-step plan that has helped my private clients grow their businesses faster than they ever dreamed possible. I already showed you a few examples. Here's some more examples. Tripled my income in 12 months. Since working with Noah, I tripled my income, renewed my personal relationships, and took my life to the next level of overall wealth in less than 12 months. This is Carrie Murphy. She's a radio host. I mean, tripled her income in 12 months. Amazing. This is Yakov Moskal from Canada. He says, hey, Noah, your work is amazing. I use it every day. Your technique is very easy and very efficient, and I recently met the perfect girl for me using your method. So, see, it's not just about money. Of course, money's great and important. I remember I were talking about relationships. I met the woman of my dreams, my awesome, beautiful, gorgeous wife using this system. So, if you're looking for that person, or if you want to improve your relationship, or, find a relationship, you can also use it in that area as well. Rebecca Olkowski said I needed to raise $10,000 in 1 week to go to an important business event. We used just one of Noah's tools, and we're able to raise the funds in just 48 hours. I mean, 48 hours, $10,000. That was something totally out of her comfort zone, out of what she'd ever done before. So, we got so many more success stories, but just wanted to share a few of them with you. So remember, this is for action takers only. This is, again, just to go over it, my 4-part, whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. My 4-part training program. And yeah, there it is. Get Unstuck Now 4-part training program for $497 is the normal price. That's the price it's going to be when it hits the general market. You get everything, the first 25, the one-on-one strategy session with me, complete personality profile, Q&A calls, Maui interview with Joe Sugarman, private mastermind. $1,900 of value, only $247. The website is getunstuckwithnoah.com, and that's all we have for the program. So I do have some, there you go, getunstuckwithnoah.com. Adam put up the link there. Get Unstuck with Noah. You can just use that hyperlink right there. Getunstuckwithnoah.com. So, Adam, that's all we have for the presentation tonight. So do we have any questions? I'm happy to take questions. If people had anything they wanted to go over. We've got a few minutes left. We're almost to the top of the hour. And Adam, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, we have a few questions.
Okay.
We got Steve asking, how do I determine who will be a good coach for me?
Well, that's a great question. The answer is you first of all determine what it is you want. Okay, so you must understand what it is you want. Most people come to me, just as an example, and they say, I don't know what I want to do. And one of the most common things I hear is, I don't know what my value is. That's one of the things that I'm going to be going over in the money module, module 4, is how to find your unique value proposition. Most people don't know what their value is. So if you don't know what your value is, how can you make money? The answer is you can't. So you first have to determine what is it you want. You want help with marketing. You want help with sales. You want help with permission to succeed. You want help with affirmations. You want, so what area do you want help with? And, one of the areas is talk to other people that you know, talk to, clients, customers, you got to be careful. I was going to say family members, but, you really have to look at that person and say, is this person doing what I want to be doing? The only person you should go to for advice is someone who's doing what you want to be doing, not someone who tells you you can't do it. Everybody says what can't be done. That's very easy. It's very, very easy to say, here's what can't be done. People love saying that. But the only person you need to listen to is someone who's already done what you're trying to do. If they say, well, you know what, I did do that, and that didn't work out so well, then you can listen to that person. But if it's just, and again, it's sad to say, but a lot of times family members who are well-meaning, they just want to protect you. They want to feel safe. They want to feel comfortable. They don't want you to get hurt. And the point of being an entrepreneur is it's risky. There's a lot of risks involved with this. You're sticking your neck out every day. You're setting yourself up for criticism, for people to call you names. And I give you a perfect example. I just put up a video for the new year, and I had people, very upset with me because it showed people getting hit. And my point of showing the video was, hey, life's going to hit you. Life's going to beat you down. Life's going to, people are going to call you names. And you're not going to get your phone calls returned or whatever. And you got to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and get back in the ring. That's, it's a metaphor. But, oh, I don't want to see violence. I'm like, okay, you think I'm trying to glorify violence? Duh, that wasn't the point. The point is, hey, you got to get up and get back in the ring, and that's what successful people do. So, but you see my point? Here I was trying to give an empowering, inspiring message, and people were, throwing tomatoes at me. Of course, I had other people saying, yeah, it was a great message. So, you can't wait for everybody to like you. That'll never work. Okay? That was a long-winded answer, but hopefully that helped. Any other
We've got
questions?
Nicholas asking, will this work with web-based entrepreneurs getting web traffic and making more sales? Not in contact with people, but more dependent on web traffic.
I am not a traffic expert. So no, I'm not going to be focusing on traffic. There's a million guys who do that. I'm certainly not a traffic expert, have never purported to be. So I would just do a Google search on SEO or traffic. There's a million of them. So no, we're going to be going more into the underlying causes. Remember when I showed you right at the beginning about what's causing the lack of time, energy, relationships, and money? That I'm going into the underlying reasons. You could say the psychology of money. So no, I'm not going to be teaching about traffic. That's certainly not my expertise. But if there are other areas of stuckness, that might be helpful. If it's just traffic you need, then I'm probably not the guy for you.
We've got Laura. Actually, we got quite a few people asking,
Mm-hmm.
how do we find out if we were in the first 25 to buy?
Well, I was actually just going to do that, and that's why I was going to not show you my. All right, so I'm going to stop showing my screen for a second, and I'm going to see if I can log in and see. Well, you know what? I shouldn't do that right now. Never mind. You know what? You're going to get a notification. I already set this up, so you're going to get notified. You're either going to get a phone call from my office or an email saying yes, you're one of the first 25. And I don't know how many we're at right now. We could already be sold out of those first 25. I don't know because we had a lot of people on the line tonight, so they may already be gone. But my suggestion is just go get it now, and maybe it's there if it's available. I may have to update it right after we get off the line here. But we're going to be fair to everybody. We're going to just look at the times and say, boom, if you're in, you're made it in. If not, we'll. Sorry, look, the universe rewards action, and so that's why I want to reward it fast action too. Sometimes you have to make that leap before you're so-called ready, and that's what I wanted to just reward folks tonight who did take that action. So, if you already did buy, you probably made it. I don't know. I can't really say because I don't know how many you bought. So, again, if you're wondering if you're on the fence, just do it, and we'll be fair to people.
Great. Got Maureen asking, how do I find my unique product or service?
Well, I mean, again, that's what we'll be doing in modules 3 and 4. So a lot of people are asking that. That's, a question I work with my $10,000 clients on. So, I'm going to be giving you the playbook for that. That's the manual. And, it's a hugely important question. That's what I was getting, when I mentioned earlier about how did I get all these great testimonials from the world's best-selling authors. One of the things that I did was I realized what my value was. I realized what I was bringing to the table, and then, how that value could be translated for them to be helpful to them. So, again, it's a long process, and that's what we go over in the module. So I can't really teach it tonight, but that's exactly what I'll show you.
Great. Carlos asks, will it work with network marketing and the reasons why many don't succeed?
Definitely. That is, yes, that's my wheelhouse right there. I've had, tens of thousands of network marketers take my classes, read my books over the years. That's, one of the areas, if you could say one area, that's probably the area that I specialize in the most is as a home-based entrepreneur. A lot of people, of course, are in network marketing. So absolutely, I would say, if you're in network marketing, you definitely want to sign up. We do have, by the way, as you see on the GetUnstuckWithNoah.com page, you'll see we do have a 365-day guarantee, not a 30-day guarantee, not a 60-day guarantee, not a 90-day guarantee. It's a 365-day guarantee. After 365 days, if you said, man, Noah, this wasn't any good or I didn't get the result, this can be a whole year later. And you can write to me and say, listen, you know what, I want my 247 back. We'll give you your money back. I can't imagine that anybody would do that. But we wanted to just do something crazy. Well, because I'm that confident about this work. I know it works. I went from basement to bestseller in 24 months. I've had people, you saw some of the testimonials and success stories from 0 to 6 figures in 4 months. It's absolutely possible. It's doable. It's been done. I can't tell you how many times. Yeah, but I didn't mention that tonight, but I should bring it up, that we do have that guarantee in place, so your investment is protected. My feeling is we won't be able to pry this out of your hands if I came over to your house and offered you $1,000 for it. We will not be able to pry this out of your hands because it's going to be so valuable to you. You're going to want to do it over and over and over again. And that's what it's about. It's about getting unstuck at the level that you're at. Let's say you're making 50 grand per year, then we can be getting you to 50 grand per month. Of course, I can't make any guarantees like that. You can't go around nowadays saying, I guarantee you'll make this much money, because, of course, I don't know what you're going to do with it. If you don't do anything, then you're not going to make any more money. If you just do 1/10 of the things that I tell you, my God, you're going to be making so much more money. You're going to have your life back. You're going to be happier. Just 1/10 of the things that I show you. So, that's what we have a lot of people do. They just do maybe 10, 15, 20% of what I show them, and boom, that still changes their lives. So I know it'll do the same for you.
I think we got time for one more question. We got Stacia asking, I'm in the crawling stage. Where do I start?
Well, you start by signing up. That's the first thing you do. You sign up. And then, if we get to do the one-on-one strategy session, if, you're still one of the first 25, we'll get on the phone, you and me. We'll go through your personality profile. I'll send you a link to that. It's a really fun profile to take, by the way. It's really fun. You do it online. It'll take you about 20 minutes, and you'll learn things about yourself you never knew. And you and I will we'll debrief that with you live on the phone, just you and me. So just that alone with clients has been such an eye-opener, just an amazing opening for people. You can read some of the comments on my Facebook page of people who've done that with me, clients. Just that alone is worth 20 times more than the price here. I know it says $500 and $250, but what you'll get out of it is at least 10 to 20 times more. No question about it. So, that's where you start. And then you really just do the steps. We're going to start, doing the live webinars, and then you'll have access to the recordings. So you can ask me anything you like, especially on those Q&A calls, in the one-on-one strategy session if you're one of the first 25. In the private mastermind, you'll also get access to me and other entrepreneurs. So, it's really just an awesome, awesome program. It's an unbelievable value. I was talking with some friends of mine. They said I was absolutely crazy for offering it at this low price. It should be, 2 to 5 times more expensive than this. But, hey, I really wanted to, number one, reward you for taking action. Number one, reward you for that. Number two, reward you for just being here, being part of this. And, number three, I love teaching it. I just really enjoy it. So, hey, I know that if you like this, you're going to buy my next program and my next program and my next program. You're going to be with me forever. So, I know that it's going to work out great for both of us. So it's a real win-win-win. And, the final thought that I want to leave folks with, Adam, is that, for those of you, if you know you're here to reach a lot more people, if you know that you're not getting your message out in the way that you should be and you can be and you're capable of, this program is designed for you, whether you're crawling, walking, or running. Whatever you're stuck at, time, energy, relationships, or money, you could be stuck at all four, which many of you said you were. It's okay. I want you to stop beating yourself up. This is not about working harder. It is, yes, about working smarter, but really it's just following the playbook. It's just following the manual. Step 1 goes here. Step 2 goes there. Put this there. Do that. I only wish I had had this. It would have saved me over $100,000. To offer this at such a low price truly is insane. But like I said, I love teaching it. I get excited. I love people, seeing people change, getting those testimonials, those stories that I was sharing with you earlier. So I want every one of you, I want you, if you're listening, I want you to be my next success story. There's no question you can do it. I've really gone overboard to make this step-by-step plug and play. I'm just a 1, 2, 3 kind of a guy. That's how I like to learn, so that's how I like to teach. Many, many people, and Adam, you know this, having worked with me for years, you know that many people have said to me, Noah, I just appreciate the fact that you make it so simple. And it's probably because I have a really simple brain. I don't like things that are complicated. I can't understand them if they're too complicated. I just need them broken down to a granular level. Just tell me what to do, and I'll do it. And I find that that's how most entrepreneurs are. It's like, well, just tell me what to do. I know if you're still here, if you're listening, if you're watching, I know you spent so much money on all these programs that haven't gotten you the results you really wanted. And I really know that this is going to get you awesome results. And part of the reason is that it is so simple. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Do this, do this, do this. I only wish I had had this. It would save me so much time and money. So I want to save you that time and money, that aggravation, that frustration, and also get your message out to a lot more people. So get unstuck now. Get unstuck with me. GetUnstuckWithNoah.com. That's the website, GetUnstuckWithNoah.com. Go there now. I don't know if we've already sold out the first 25, but go ahead. Just get your order in right now, and we'll do our best to accommodate you. Adam, I just want to thank you again. Thank you so much for moderating, for handling those questions. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Everybody, I look forward to working with you. Go ahead, get signed up right now at GetUnstuckWithNoah.com. I can't wait to hear, your story. I can't wait to work with you, and I really look forward to being a part of your success story. All right, well, this is Noah St. John. We're going to sign off for now. Adam, thanks again.
Thank you, Noah.
All right, good night, everybody, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.